and welcome to the channel. So today I am so excited. I am always excited when I'm sharing new goodies. Look at these. So this is the Higgilty Piggilty house collection. I have had this on my list to release probably for about 2 years. So I'm really excited and can't wait to show you this in so much more detail. Okay, so as you may know, I do enjoy drawing wiggly squiggly houses. Some of these you will have seen before in various stamps and things that I have made in the past. So we've quite often had houses like this. They featured quite heavily in my digital stamps, and since then the physical stamp sets as well we've had with those. But I've never done a full collection of just houses, which has been on my wish list to do for a long time. So the houses that I've done have sort of been built on these ones, which are wiggly squiggly shapes, and then we've got lots of signs and swirls and things. And I have pared that back a little bit in the stamps, as you'll see, but this is some of the inspiration sketches that I took them from, and a lot of these were from when I started doodling and sketching prior to having this business. You can also see there that we've got this particular house just here with our Libby. So that's Libby that just came out recently. So that is as I said, the starting point for this particular collection. And the first stamp set that we have here is called Bonkers Bungalow. So I'll just put that there. And then, as is now a feature with the JMC stamps, we do have the coloured acetate. So these are done on photopolymer stamps as opposed to silicone ones, which means the ink sits on top and you get a really good transfer and a clean stamp, which I can show you there. So this particular set, I've thought more of the garden. So we've got the fence, we've got lots of different florals and little insects and bits and pieces so that you can really build up the gardens to these particular houses. So that is the first stamp set. I'm going to bring this back in. So the second stamp set has been based on this particular sketch, and this is how the stamp set looks. Now in the original we have lots of swirls here, we've got lots of extra little twiddly bits, and that is my style of drawing, and in the stamps I have completely pared that back. For a couple of reasons. It makes it easier to colour, it also gives you leeway to take it in the direction that you want, and also I appreciate that when people are buying a stamp they need more than one use, they need to be able to see different ways that they're going to be able to use it. So I have pared that back a little bit. I don't know, I keep thinking about, I'll show you some of these other sketches, I keep thinking about possibly doing colouring book or something so that I can keep to my style. See, I love just like random doodles, but and as much as I love these, I know that they're not necessarily going to be perfect for a stamp set. Anyway, I digress. Look, there's half a house. Just saw half a house. See, I've got loads of houses in here. Anyway, I digress. So because it's a stamp set, we've pared it back and made it more simple. So there is the stamp set just there, and here is it all stamped out. So in the stamp set we have the sentiment "Together is Home." Forgot to check the sentiments in the last one, that was "Friends make life blossom." And we also have a deconstructed tree. Now again, this is to give you the creativity for you to do it or take things in the direction that you want to take it. So here I have stamped out the tree, so you can have a very cartoon stylized sort of tree here. You can add extra detail with this little branch stamp just there. And then in this one we've sort of added a few flowers, but you can also bring the branches out the side of the tree as well. You could stamp just the branches and have a winter tree, or I've just put a couple of leaves there so we could have autumn as well. So that is it, just stamped really simply. But you could just keep stamping and stamping and stamping, and then we end up with something like this. Now I've not masked this at all, there's lots of over stamping, so we've got a little bit of messy stamping around here, but honestly that doesn't matter. Just put slightly darker colours in when you're colouring it. All of this took me a couple of minutes, and that was a very quick wash of green that just went over. I've not put any detail into it, but from these little stamps here We've managed to create that massive tree, and that's what I want to be able to do, to be able to give you the creativity to build and take it in the direction that you want, and also to make them sort of multi-purpose, that you can get more than one use out of these particular stamps. Of course, you don't even need to stamp a tree. You can sort of, this is a branch, so you could imagine that that could be a branch sort of hanging over the trees as well. And also our Jan has used this particular stamp there to add cracks into the walls of a house to give it quite a spooky look. So that is quite interesting too. So this is the next stamp set, Higgilty Lodge. And so in this one we have the sentiment, home is our happy place. We've got this gorgeous sort of squiggly wiggly house, the tree, the lamppost, and then those swirls that I said that I'd taken out of the stamp set, that is them there as stamps, so you can pop them back onto that previous stamp set if you so wished. And that is everything stamped out here. Now again, we've added the details separately, so you can pop them in if you want. So here's some little bricks that you can add onto the house if you want, just to add a little bit of an extra quirky element. And that is very similar with the next stamp set too, which is Cookie Villa, which you can see here. So in this one, we also have the sentiment, there's no place like home. We've got the washing line. I love when I'm sketching houses to have little elements of washing lines. They do feature quite a lot in various sketches that I have done. So again, I've always wanted to do a stamp set where there was a washing line in it so that you could build up that look if you wanted. I've also quite deliberately mirrored this house to the other house so that they sit opposite ways, and you'll see why in a minute. And then we've got the little lantern here and the weather vane. So again, you can add all of these little extra elements. So if I show you that one there, with that one, again, if I'd drawn that, that could have been really difficult to fussy cut round, or you might not have wanted that there, but the fact you can really quickly and easily add these extra elements. Now I mentioned that I deliberately sort of mirrored the stamps, and that was so that if you wanted to, you could connect them in certain ways. So again, we've got the two ones here, we have the washing line, connecting them, we've added the weather vane, and then you can start to build up with your various we've got the rose bush there and the bush, but we've got lots, especially that garden scene. You've then got the fence and different things that you could build up your scene, so you can create whole little villages here if you want. We will be covering that in more detail in future videos. In this one, I've taken that brick stamp that we said you could use in order to add detail to the house. I've created a little archway going between the little extensions there, and you could also do a path. I've done a whole cobbled road, so it could be like the shambles in New York or something, but you could do a path. You've got cobbled road, so there's lots of these little stamps. It can make a huge difference to your piece, so don't discount them at all. The other thing that I have very deliberately done is I have made sure that the extension parts of this are roughly the same size of Piggilty Place. Now in this particular one, I've actually done it so that they've got them in the middle, but you could also sort of have it coming directly out, so there'd be one tall house in the street. There's just, once you start playing with these stamps, you will find that there is so much you can do with them. I am so excited about these, and I hope you love them. They will be available on Create and Craft. The details will all be in the description box below. As I said, please do tune in to future videos, because we will be playing with these and getting lots more inspiration as to how you can use this gorgeous set.